What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with another video. In today's video, we'll be unboxing, demoing, and reviewing the GameSir X2 Bluetooth mobile gaming controller with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold3. Now, the Z Fold3 is a futuristic device that unfolds to expose a large main display. Now, this makes the Z Fold3 a multi-purpose device great for reading, writing, and yes, even gaming. Now, the only problem with this device is it is large when it's in its unfolded state, which means that we need a controller that can accommodate its size. So that brings us to the GameSir X2, which should also work with more conventional smartphones. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know that we've also unboxed the Razer Kishi, which is a nice futuristic controller as well, but because of its shape, it doesn't work with the Z Fold3. That being said, this system that you see here is a tested and functional one, and it's going to work really well, as you're going to see in this video. Now, at the end of this video, I'll also be including 1-minute shots of gameplay with audio so you can get a true idea of what it's like to game on this setup. Now, this video is featured on the playlist Modern Gamer, so you can find information related to this topic quickly and easily. As always, we only feature products or services I buy, use, or am interested in. You can also find these items at the Amazon storefront link in the description below. Don't have time to watch the whole video? We're now a podcast you can find on multiple platforms by searching for Pixels Cracked. And if you are listening to this on a podcast, you can find the more detailed video and YouTube channel by searching for Pixels Cracked as well. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are with the GameSir X2 unboxing. Price comes in at about $60, which is a fair price to pay for a Bluetooth controller. The GameSir X2 is compatible with both Android and Apple devices. First, we have the case with GameSir X2 branding. The case features a red and black theme with dual zippers which have GameSir branding as well to create an overall attractive package. Inside this case, we have an accessories box laying in the center of the controller, held in place with an elastic band. This band is also tight enough to hold the controller itself in place. The top of the case features a wide pocket which is large enough to hold a smartphone as long as you don't have a case installed on it. Now, the reason why a phone without a case barely fits is because this case itself isn't very tall, and that means that we have interference with the joystick. So you can see if I try to close this here, the case is going to stay open a little bit. Now, with this smartphone in here, luckily we have enough space to zip this up, but it's going to barely work. The accessories package includes product information, 2 decals, USB-C charge cable with GameSir branding, and 4 controller thumb grips. Then we have the GameSir X2 Bluetooth controller. On the left side of the device, we have a G button, left joystick, D-pad, and screenshot button. The center of the controller features an anti-slip rubber surface with GameSir branding to protect the back of your device from scratches. And the inside edges feature more of this rubber compound with teeth to protect the side of your device and hold it securely in place. On the right side of the device, we have a S button, ABXY buttons, connection mode and charge indicators, right joystick, and turbo button. The top of the controller features L1, L2, R1, and R2 buttons. The con here is that the L2 and R2 buttons are only click buttons, which means that they're not spring-loaded. So they're not going to be optimized for things such as pressing the gas pedal in a car or firing a weapon. The bottom of the controller features the home button, a reset hole, and the USB-C charge port. Then there's the underside of the controller, which features GameSir branding and textured rubber pads for improved grip and comfort. Overall, this device feels really nice in the hand and has a Nintendo Switch appearance. Now, you'll want to make sure that you grab a ruler and measure the height of your phone. Now, this controller is adjustable via the spring-loaded assembly and measures a maximum width of 6 3/4 inches. So that's the maximum height your phone can be with a case installed. Now, the Z Fold3 fits nicely in here, and we can also use flex mode to change our viewing angle slightly. Powering on the controller is done by pressing and holding down the home button, which takes a few seconds, but once powered on, our LED indicators illuminate on the controller. When these two devices are paired together, this makes for an excellent combo for Android or cloud gaming services like Google Stadia and Xbox's Game Pass. Initial pairing has been quick and easy, and connection has been 100% reliable so far in the 4 to 5 hours I've used this setup. Since this controller is Bluetooth, it can also be used with your device unmounted as well as with other devices like laptops and streaming devices. The joysticks are functional but require a learning curve since they're a bit smaller than other controller joysticks. This initially makes performing precise movements like driving and shooting a bit of a challenge at first. However, the included thumb grip should improve performance by increasing the diameter and grip of the joysticks themselves. The thumbsticks are also clickable, which allows you to perform other in-game functions. Now when it comes to actual gaming, all the games I've tried so far have worked right out of the box, so I haven't had to remap anything. That being said, the controls may not be intuitive for all games. So if you played a game with one kind of control, the buttons and functions might be completely different on this control, so there may be a learning curve. Then we have the screenshot function, which works excellently. The screenshot defaults to the system UI, which means that it can be saved into your phone's gallery and Google Photos. However, one problem I've noticed when taking a screenshot is that it does cause the rest of the controller to become unresponsive until the screenshot is complete. When it comes to other functions, pausing the game is usually done with the S button, but the G button can also be used to access game menus in some situations. And here's a quick tip. Pressing the S and D-pad up or down controls the volume on some devices. As for that home button, it also functions as the social button in Stadia. Then we have battery performance. So far I've been able to get about 4 hours of gameplay with the X2 and haven't charged it yet. This controller also features several sleep mode stages to help conserve the battery. As for charging, again, the USB-C port is located on the bottom of the controller, which is convenient. It allows the controller to be charged while in the case. And this can also be charged with the case closed and zipped up. You can see we can zip this up around pretty much all of the controller, but we can still leave that USB-C cable plugged into the controller itself. So the question is, how does this affect the future of gaming? Now this setup here features one of the largest displays with controller connectivity you can find at the moment. With the growing popularity of game streaming and huge leaps in gaming applications, this may be the future of not only gaming, but game streaming. Content is also very easy to see on a setup with a display this large. And this whole setup is also foldable and collapsible, which means it can be minimized for transport. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please leave a like. If you're watching this on YouTube and have any questions or comments, as always, drop those down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now there are 3 ways you can support the channel and podcast. The first way is to click on the Amazon storefront link in the description below. There you'll find items that I have bought or would like to buy, and anything you buy from the storefront does support the content. The next way you can support us is just by sharing this content with someone who might enjoy it or find it useful. And the last way you can show your support is just by clicking the subscribe or follow button. Now liking and subscribing are important. Those are your ways to vote on whether you like the video or the podcast. Liking and subscribing are also important for new viewers and listeners. If new viewers and listeners see likes and subscribers, they're going to think that the content is helpful, worth watching, and listening to. So that is pretty much it. And until next time, Leon checking out.
City of endless opportunity and brotherly hate. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you could do damn near anything.
Unless you catch a bullet. stray or not.
Even then, you go out with a bang, right? And the street'll talk. The street'll remember.
What now, Jack?
What now? Now I go back. Find Misty. Do something to make me feel alive again. We could have shot us up good back there. No two ways about it.
I can hear you breathing. You can...
You